something insidious, the federal government, in addition to Donald Trump being willing to turn off SNAP benefits on November 1, when they do have emergency funds available at the Department of Agriculture, the U.S. Department of Agriculture, and they're choosing not to use it, but they've done something even more insidious. They've decided to shut down the SNAP machines so that they can't be used. So even if we were to put money into SNAP accounts, they couldn't be accessed by someone who has a SNAP card. They've done something insidious.
Man, this EBT thing, it's really, it's unfortunate. And what I have noticed, it seems like online people are trying to take sides. Like people are trying to say like, why do you need EBT, or why are you on EBT? It's again, we're always trying to pick a side to sit on. And what I've learned, and I'm learning about life, is the more we can lean into the facts of the matter and not get caught up in the politics and the choosing of sides and how we want to view people who are on EBT or view people who don't need EBT. It becomes more of a problem when we're trying to sit on the side and view people as like, oh, y'all are those people who are on EBT, or you're one of those who don't need it, or you're using this as a political advantage to try to get power or to frown upon another political side. For me, I mean, it's not like I've never done that before, trying to choose a side. But like I said, what I've learned is it's not about choosing a side. It's about having more of a disposition or a mindset towards it. And my mindset is for one, I grew up in a really big family. You know, my dad was the breadwinner, and there was a lot there was a lot of work, and my dad provided. He did a great job, but there were spots and moments and times that I remember that we had food stamps. So one couldn't be. I don't know how things would be if I didn't have that experience. How I would be understanding, but I do understand. You know, we didn't stay on them, but I do know what it's like to be on food stamps. I also know how not to be on food stamps. You know, thank God I haven't had to be on them as a working adult. But what I will say is that for one, it's important that we not frown upon people who are on them. Let's just say that. That's very important. Not because we were on them as children at a pocket here and there, but just because it's just not the thing to do. People do need help. And I think what I've also noticed is that people will take an opportunity to put down people who, I don't want to say necessarily put down, but be like, I know people who don't need them and they're on them, or they just keep having kids knowing they can't afford it. Just pointing out these negative things. That's not the issue at hand. The issue at hand is that they're political figures who have the authority and the decision-making power to change this. These are people who don't need EBT. And there needs to be a solution. A solution needs to be had so that people who need it can get the help that they need. And now, this kind of point I want to get to. The actions that I love to see happening is all the different pantries that are opening their doors and telling people, hey, if you need food, you can come, we'll have food for you. Churches who are opening their doors and say, hey, you can come to our pantry. If you need help, we'll help you. I even saw that there are some people who had their own gardens and were raising their own, had their own farms, saying, hey, if you need food, we can help you. That is where my focus is. That's what I mean by mentality. Like, how can we help? How can we push the needle towards the solution versus picking a side that doesn't bring us to a solution? Like picking a side to say, oh, I need my EBT, well, I don't have it, or I'm on the EBT side, or the other side where I don't need EBT. I don't know why people who have EBT won't just get multiple jobs. those things don't bring a solution. It just continues to divide us. The solution is action. The problem is there are people who need it. How can we help them? As the solution is being worked on by those who are in a position of authority and those who have the actual decision-making power to, make this issue go away. I think if we resolve there, if we think on this, like, how would Christ want us to consider this? He would want us to help. He really would. He would want us to help. The Bible specifically talks about helping those who are in need, helping those who are marginalized, helping those who are affected by circumstances in life that put them in a position to where they're afflicted. And I think that should be our position, especially people of faith, people who have a mentality of compassion. We should be driving the needle towards solution, not pointing the fingers, not using this as an opportunity to proclaim a political side and to push that, like, to get advantage or to manipulate or to frown upon others. No, or to even argue, because there are people who are just like going at each other, and it's not the thing to do. It's not the thing to do. And even though this is happening, what I'm seeing is that I'm also seeing, despite the arguing, despite the fact that there's no solution just yet, I'm seeing, I'm glad that I've been seeing people opening up their pantries, people opening up their hands and saying, hey, how can I help? Striving to, fill in the gaps until the solution is solved. That's what this is about. That's really what it's about. You know what I'm saying? Us filling in those holes, seeing how we can help our other brothers and sisters in humanity. Because, like I said, I know coming from a big family, there were some pockets here and there to where my family was on EBT. I don't remember it being like a lot, but I just remember it as a child. So let's show some compassion. Let's think about it. Let's think about it from the perspective of the people who need it. That's what I would say. And that will help you be able to get away from the bickering and lean more into the solution, and to not focus on the fact that there are people who will take advantage of the system. That happens in every area of life. Let's take our focus off that and focus on the solution. Anyways, I think I've said enough about that. But anyways, as I always say, no matter what, there's hope. I'll see y'all in the next video.